Great Rod is it, y'all? Great Rod is it? Get your mats. I had a good stretch this morning. Let me tell you. I had a good stretch. I'm doing camera stuff, y'all. Hey, don't see how. Okay. Finally, okay. We halfway got it. A lot of sky. Get your weights, get your water. It's a lot of sky, y'all. Let me see if I can take that away some of this sky. Since we out in the orchards. See the apples, right? We in the orchards. Oh, got a nice little breeze going. I'm walking. So happy. Hey, y'all, hey. I tell ya. Thanks for coming on the walk. Do y'all see how misty it is over here? Are y'all ready? I put on the going to church glasses. Oh, yeah, it's 7. The going to church glasses. See, in the cult. Sorry, YouTube, I'm crooked. I can't make it straight for nothing. At least you can see me. In the cult, you had different clothes. You had church clothes, which were the best clothes. That's your fancy shoes, your socks, your stockings, your girdles, your bras. And then you had school stuff. And I'm at a blur. I just remembered how happy I was when I started the nursing course at the high school and volunteering at the hospital. I had 2 uniforms. And my grandmother would replace the white shirt when the collar got brown. But other than that, that was my wardrobe. And that was kept in her room. So I always had that to wear. That I remember. Now before that, it's a blur. It's a blur. I had so many clothes stolen and stuff like that. But do you see how this? Now this is my going to church glasses, which are designer frames. And I only got that because my friend Mwazi gave me a pair of frames. She had all these frames. She's like, why don't you, take some of these frames? And I was like, ugh. And I looked at it and I saw a designer frame. And I got it. And in 10 years, it fell and did everything and it never broke. So that's why I went with designer frames and progressive lenses and stuff, but they look just as foggy and stuff as the all that stuff. I'm the non-designer. So I just wanted to see. I got the window open and we got the fan blowing. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. It's a basement. Whatever it is, I only suck it in for an hour. Get them out of here. And in between, I have the window open and I have the fan. How y'all doing? Yes. I was exercising, stretching on my mat. I don't know how I went so long without my mat. After I threw away the old one that I had for a gazillion years. And I don't know how I survived without it. It feels so good stretching out on that floor. Really good. And then I rub my feet, I tell you. And this phase, this is the last phase of the phases of life for me. I don't know, the octogenarian is like 110 and stuff, but I mean, how much do you know and how much can you do? So I'm claiming this one. From here to 85. And it's not going to be rolling around on no bed in pain because somebody done cut me, put something inside me. I'm not going down like that. It's not going to be me spending 4 hours waiting for a doctor that don't give a shit about me. I'm not doing that with this last. Get the word last. I'm not doing it. But I will bring my ass down to this basement 5 days a week. And I will drink my water and my grains and my greens. And take my supplements and my protein shakes. Yes, I will. Yes, indeed you do. And I will stretch my arms and I will stretch my back. And I'll rub these feet that has, since I learned to walk, been moving, what, 64 years? And I rubbed them. I said, thank you. And I said, now we're going to go and get this blood circulating so it can hit all the points. You know, that's what used to kill me with people. These people. I took the medication, but it's not doing anything. When's the last time you moved? Where did it go? It's sitting in your stomach until your clotted up blood runs across it every day blocked by something? What an am. I never understood that. This moves everything around. When I'm walking, I said, heal us, heal us. I don't know what's going on the inside. Y'all know what's going on the inside. If you need some antibiotics, I'm fitting to pump everybody up for 45 minutes. Everybody gonna be circling. Grab the antibodies, grab the what bodies, grab the who bodies, build bodies, boo. Because they know I'm going to start sending this blood swirling around at 7 o'clock. Well, I start just by stretching. Sometimes I get a good heart rate going. But basically, it's when I come down here. And they know it's coming. What do you need? I done ate it. The blood will be swirling through, carrying it, snatch it off, put it in that bone marrow. Put it in that bone marrow. Get it up to this head with this oxygen so we can see if we can outrun this Alzheimer's. Get up here. Get up here to this head. And make sure we work clearly. It's been doing great. I ain't taking nothing from it. It's been doing great. That's why I exercise. Even when I'm stretching. I said, oh man, buddy. We done did the thing. Oh shoot, I forgot my Stacey Abrams shirt. I'll put it on for the second half of the walk. You know, I get so appreciative. I think about different things, how my body never turned against me. Never. Now, I know I hear people say it all the time, but not mine. And when my 34-year-old self told me, and I was thinking about that this morning, at 34, I was seeing women in their 20s getting their breasts cut off because there was a little bump that could possibly, maybe turn into cancer. So then they go in and get that little bump. Because then they done cut and dug and all that is wounding. It's called wounding. You're wounded. It's making a wound. So now, when it goes back to heal, it's going to heal differently because they done been in there digging. But after a while, you go and they say, oh, you got a lump. I seen it with my own 2 eyes. So many women. And I said, wait a minute here now, wait a minute. I ain't no lesbian. But I ain't got nothing, I guess my chestises, my breastises. I've had relationships, but they know how to take care of the girls. They know how to take care of the girls. I know y'all young people think that all that kinky sex, taking your breast, slamming it into a door. You know, I don't know. But it seems like you have no regards for it. Is that something that a baby uses if you have a child or a man uses? But for me, I always massage my breastises. Again. And saying thank you. And getting the blackheads and stuff out. I would just... And I remember when I was younger, and them doctors come there. They had to find something. And I was like, well, no, I didn't come here for you to find nothing because I ain't here complaining about nothing. They said for me to get this job, I had to come here. I don't complain on myself. And this last leg of my life, I'm not complaining. I told y'all I got a contingency plan. But I ain't doing that rolling around, crying, calling doctor. That used to, That used to, I can't do it. I couldn't understand, why couldn't you complain to yourself? Yourself would have told you what to do, but you don't want to listen to yourself. And I know what you mean, because I came through a Southern Baptist cult. I had all the confidence in the world. And this is the thing with my grandmother. When she was African American, she gave good advice. She said stuff like, follow your first mind, not the second mind. The first mind tell you to do what you do. And then, just that fast, she become Deaconess Days. And then it's, God will, He'll take care of you. He'll look out for you. You don't got to worry about nothing. And then, African American grandma come in. And she said, you better look twice. And think 3 times. To make sure to protect yourself. And then, Deaconess Days will come in. Your Lord, He looks for you. He'll let you know what road to walk down and how to do it and where to go. I said, Lord, please give me, Lord. Mostly I called for my mother. I was like, Mommy, Please get me out of here. Please. Please. And each time I called on her, she found a way to get me further, further away from that madness. Two different people. Look both ways before you cross the street. That's my African American grandmother. What close is it? What car is going to hit you first? Which way the car direction coming from is going to hit you first? Look that way. What you going to look in the way that the car ain't coming? It's my African grandmother. Deaconess days. You know the Lord help you cross the street. You ain't got to worry about nothing. Jesus got your hand. Then if something happened to you, they never say, well, that's what God wanted them to do. They didn't say that. If she'd have listened, she heard God told her what to do and how to do it. And she ain't listening to him. She's so stupid. She's so dumb. That's why it happened. Because she'd have listened to the Lord, she'd have never fallen. I was like, Jane, get me off this crazy thing. And I've been on that crazy thing for close to 40 years. Get me off this crazy thing. And now I'm finally off, and things make sense. It makes sense. Matter and energy to me makes sense. The separation of matter and energy to me makes sense. The fact that I know my mother died in 1969 but has never left me. I know my aunts died back in the 60s, early 70s, they never left me. I know it. Anyone who has ever loved me. They have maneuvered me through. Their energy has protected me when things that I was supposed to be. Ooh. Now, in the cult, they said, oh, that's God. That's that fictitious world. But in reality, it's energy. And the energy of my family always came through for me. So I ain't complaining about this DNA. Now, remember how I got it. I had nothing to do with me. I didn't know I was a bastard. They're supposed to be looked down upon because of my mother and father wasn't married. I didn't know that. Something told me if my energy knew this before I got into this body, I wouldn't have came in this one. If I had been forewarned, I'd have probably wait for another body. I was like, no. Them cults gonna label her a bastard and do everything to make her life miserable because of something I have no control over. Nothing. I had nothing to do with it. And it's just so wonderful, and I'm so happy because I'm talking to people my age, and they're very upset because they have a dilemma. They wonder now, have they lived their life such whether they're going to heaven or hell? I feel so sorry for them. They're not even experiencing this wonderful phase in life. You paid all the dues to get here. Hell, sit down and enjoy that damn movie. But they don't. They spend all their time being mad at this last phase of life, and I ain't doing that. You gotta do that by yourself. No. I'm enjoying this movie. and enjoying it. That's not laying down. I told y'all the next man cut me gonna get cut back. Okay? I keep smiling, razor blade. You gonna get cut back. You gonna get maced. No. If it's time for me and my mother to separate, we will separate. But we ain't separating mad. Not at all. Like my mother protected me when I was too young to know, I'm protecting it. I put that picture on my Facebook page. A 90-year-old woman taking care of a 110-year-old mother. Wasn't nobody hooked up to no IV. Gut hanging on the outside. Some white man in the robe saying, I don't know. We done cut you all we could. It don't look too good. And you go out in severe pain. Your body won't take you out in severe pain like that. Your body would never do that to you. You see those people that just go to sleep one morning and that's it? Go to sleep one night and that's it? That's how the body do you. Body love you, honey. The body loves you. 20 minutes already. Ooh, 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 ooh. Let's get some water. To be walked, happy to be walked. Thank you for the company. Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking. Oh yeah, just I'm walking, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking, happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking. Oh yeah, just I'm walking, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking, happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking. Oh yeah, just I'm walking, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking, happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Hey y'all, hey! Looky here, looky here, looky here. Ha ha! Governor Stacey Abrams. Ha ha! Yes! Ha ha ha! Governor, I said, and the ancestors said, and the old people said, Governor Stacey Abrams. Uh-huh. Oh yeah. Yes indeed. Sure enough. No doubt about it. Tell everybody. Yes, indeed, y'all. This phase of my life, yes. Yes. There's limitations, but I've always had limitations. I know there's people in this world who have never had limitations. They can always do whatever they want to do. How wonderful for them. That ain't been my life. This is just another limitation. Like for me, I don't know if they closed the voting polls well. I always went to the same place. But I was trying to think when I was younger, it didn't bother me. Wherever I had to go, I would just go. They said, well, then the day here, you got to go and vote in here, and I would go. I knew from a child. I heard the adults talking from when we first got the protection of the government to protect us to vote, because the Constitution said all born on this land can vote. But the white people said, no, that didn't mean y'all was enslaved. Y'all was in compounds. Enslavement camps. They wasn't talking about us with our ancestors. But how realistic is that? Just by their own education books, you can't keep people enslaved. They don't stand for it. By your own history books. John. So they turned dogs, shot, killed, burned houses, blew up churches, blew up cars, blew up people, blew up. Crazy. To stop us from voting. You jump in the car and go vote, they line that whole car with bullets. Shoot everybody in there. They ain't tell you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. You went to stand and go in front of that pole, them dogs would kick. Drag you out the voting line and put you in jail. Drag you out the voting line and put you to jail. So you see, y'all didn't understand when y'all, them yahoos was coming with their guns and standing in the voting thing back in 2020. I saw the danger in it. They've done this before. But to you millennials, they was like, oh, this is new. They're just getting out the guns to fighting us. Nah. Nah. It was going to be up and popping had they pulled out them guns and started using it. Because we who are older, not millennials, we know that them guns is there to shoot us. And if they didn't think their ass was going to be full of lead back, they would have pulled the trigger. We ain't our ancestors. With the little millennials, oh, isn't that so cute? They're just using that to scare us, but we're not scared. You're not scared. Because that African American adult behind you, she's strapped. And when he picked up that gun, he was going to be pumped full of shit. Let's put it like that. He can shit through the back of his head. Okay? That's what they did to stop us from voting. And it was all because of their cruelty and low-lifedness, they thought that we would be so angry that our only focus would be on revenge to them. Can you imagine? We want education. Our history came from that. Even in villages, there's still education. Because the villages can't survive unless the villages have some kind of education, how the village work and goes and protection, etc., etc. How can the elder come up if they don't know nothing? But you see it in Texas, oh, ancestors, do what you gotta do. That's how I feel about it. No, I'm not in a cult no more. I don't gotta turn no other cheek or feel sorry for nobody. Ancestors, if that's what you're doing, do what you gotta do. If that's your energy, continue. You got a few more states you need to get to. I'm not in the cult no more. I don't have to say, oh, I would do anything if it was me and not them. I remember when I was a cult, even I used to say, well, no. I ain't dying for you. That's that whole cult thing. The premise is he died for you. And I remember when I was small. And again, one of them raps in the mouth. I said, well, since he died for us, I ain't gonna die, right? Wow, don't be so stupid. Didn't make it make sense. What, Father sins? But you're calling me a sinner every day, every morning, every afternoon, every evening before I go to bed. You're telling me every day, well, you know we're sinners. Well, you know God frowns on sinners, so he's frowning on us. So I said to myself, then why are we going to church then? If everything we doing, we still sinners, and he frowning on us, why we got to go to church? In case he changed his mind. I said, Mommy, please get me out from out here. But even when I got out, it was inside of me. So inside of me. That even though I fought through it. And the last part of that chapter, last time I was in there, and you look on Facebook, the old pictures of me baptized at that church, I'll tell you. That's when I learned about cults. Uh-oh. I done lost Facebook. So we uploading. It was nice one day. One day. Just one day. But I think the cult thing did it. You know? So, that's why we gotta vote. I pick state. You pick church, I pick state. Got a better chance. I know the state. And my African American grandmother, when she said she knew the state too. And that's why she voted. And that's why they were happy to vote. Governor Stacey Abrams. You know how the Roman horns blow? Uh-oh. I lost Facebook here. You know how the horns blow? Da-da. Governor Stacey Abrams. And she's back. Yes. keep your record clean. You don't break the law. You let them suck all the taxes out you because you're poor and then you're the only one to pay taxes. And as they say, the middle class. But I gotta tell y'all, this body makes me very happy. It makes me happy. The things that I can do that I was told I wouldn't be able to do at this age. The fact that I love it, that I understand it. I don't want to jump my highest. I don't want to run my fastest. I don't want to do none of them things. I just want to be at this age that I am and feel the change in my body, because that's what it is. And I ain't got to go to no doctor for him to tell me I'm drying up, or for him to cut parts out of me that's drying up. I'm drying up. Let me do me. I don't mind reasoning. I'm not of that culture. I'm not of that ilk. I'm not doing it. My body has been there for me, carried me through stuff. The brain has gotten me out of stuff. The ability to reach that vibration level and make shit happen. I love it. You see, when I walk like this, sometimes when I talk, I can get off balance. I'm walking on a conveyor belt. We call it treadmill, but basically it's a conveyor belt. You try it. And they all voted. And I kept my record clean. I kept my nose clean. And I've been voting since I was 19. And my daughter, she kept her record clean. Because again, I was thinking about that the other night. I was like, how young was Leslie when she went in the voting booth with me? And I gotta tell you, she was in a carriage sitting outside. Oh, I think I may have tried, because we were in New York. So it may not have been in enough room, or one of them old biddies said to me, oh, she can stay right behind you. But that's how early I remember taking her to vote. I remember her holding on to my leg as I stood in the voting booth. I remember her asking me questions. What I'm doing, why I gotta be here with you. Why we in here, why you close that curtain, what that is, who these people. And then I remember her just going and just waiting, rolling her eyes up, but she was in there. And she was curious because New York, they still had the old lever things. So when we did that, but then, that's what it was. We came to Connecticut. Connecticut was paper. Yes. So it was a dot thing. And then we left Connecticut, went back to New York, and by then she was able to vote. Not just see me, not just go with me. She did it. She said, Mommy, it's the levers, it's the little levers. I said, yeah, we're back in New York State. Yes. And now she goes and she does her own, and she's conscious. She's civic minded. She's civic minded. And she votes. Isn't that something? So that's why y'all get out there and do that. Y'all get out there and y'all get that voted. Yes, indeed. Rock the vote. Rock the vote, y'all. I was thinking about it. It's like a nightmare. And I probably told y'all about it. I probably thought I was thinking in my head to myself, well, in my room, but I may have shared it with y'all. And I was like, what a shame it would be. Literally, my mother's generation got us to vote. They got us to vote. And like the white women with the Roe Wade, they lost it. And now we are under the threat that we can lose all the hard work that our ancestors put in for us to get to vote. All the hard work, all the deaths, all the bombs, all the blowing up, all the dog bites, all the water hoses, all the bullets in the head, all the burning down the houses, crosses on the houses, shooting you on the side of the road, all that killing, hanging you, leaving your bodies as warnings to other people, all that stuff. They wanted to stop, and they know voting would do it. And they killed him, and they shot him, and they killed him, and they shot him to make sure that they wouldn't vote, but they persevered. And they got the vote under the Democrats. And under the Democrats, our votes are protected, our polls stay open. In case you don't know, in case you think it's about something totally different, the polls stay open. We can put in elected officials that are female, that have different complexions, different cults. So I don't want none of them in government, really. But I guess you gotta have them in there. And for us to lose it, damn near, let's see, y'all know I'm old. 65, 75, 85, 95, 2005, 2015, 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. In 57 years, 57 years, we lose everything that a whole movement pushed forward. I can't do it. Y'all vote, and that's what I talk about on my page. That's what I talk about. Y'all vote. You can't do that. Just 57 years. And they've been hating on it ever since we got it. They started closing polls the minute the Voting Rights Act came out, and they started making laws to stop us from voting, but we persevered. So what, you gotta go 20 miles. Everybody get in the car and take your ass 20 miles. Don't forget those encampments. the enslavement compounds. Yeah, they put a white house with columns on it. And then everybody says, oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. A prison got white walls that go all the way around and high fences and stuff too. Some people call them beautiful. I don't call them beautiful. I don't call them beautiful at all. Enslavement camps. The only people who had a good time was the people who visit and the people who own the enslavement camp. The wardens. The enslavers. Even if you're teaching African American history, you need to teach it the right way. Enslavement compounds. The only ones set on the veranda, fanning themselves and sipping mint julep was the enslavers. The enslaved was starving. The enslaved was naked. The enslaved was bruised and beaten and battered. You see how when something is in there, you got to take care of it in there. Right away, the ugliness of, I remember, I was like, oh, I'd like to do a tour of the plantation. It never happened, and each time I said it, it seemed like my body was like, you freaking kidding me? And I was like, no, that's a part of our history. And when I started calling it encampment and compound, my body was like, and my mom was like, you see why we couldn't go there? It was a place where people were held, tortured, starved, and killed. You thought you was going to see a picnic. If it was a picnic, it was your ass hanging there, and they were sitting there picnicking. Put your elbow, squeeze your gut, neither up nor down. Let's knock out this 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, good luck. You know what? I never realized that people may not be able to walk and do, after a year and a half, may not be able to walk and do the weight exercise. So you can stop walking. Right? That's why I do that at the end. And then you can just do the weight exercise. Okay, squeeze your gut, tuck in your elbow. Neither up nor down. Let's do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Yeah, y'all, yeah. Oh, just a little bit of sweat. When I start walking, it's like the water just like comes down. But it's a little cooler. So, yes, it's close to September. I'm walking, just moving, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking. So happy to be walking. Happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Like, comment, share, tell a uncle, tell a auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. Yeah! Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Oh, yeah, just moving, I'm walking. What a bumping check. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking. Yes! This quick little 45-minute walk, how can you not give it to yourself? Especially you retired, what else are you going to do? Oh, y'all probably all live up in your children's business and all kind of stuff like that. So I guess y'all be busy. I'm so glad. Only business I got to worry about is my own business. Happy, happy, happy. Crap. I didn't drink too much. Let me get a receipt. Let me get a receipt. You see that old lady come on? She be saying she would drink the water, but we don't never see what's in there. Well, no, it ain't alcohol, because I sure couldn't throw that back like this. Though I have seen some Chuck Collins talking about alcohol poisoning. This morning water has more lemon in it than I anticipated. Whew. A little bit more lemon. I don't know what happened this morning. I got heavy-handed in the lemon. Whew. Tart is an understatement. But tart it is. Whew. Whew. Yes, indeed, I'm walking, I'm walking, yes, I'm walking, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. Water goes in, gas comes up. Ooh, I put too much lemon in here. Thank you for the company. Tart! I'm gonna measure the lemon a lot better. I was just pouring this morning. Whew. Let me finish this up. See? Not too much more. Whew. Oh, okay, let me let some air out. There we go. Thank you for the company. Yes, indeed, I'm walking, I'm walking, yes, I'm walking, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking, happy to be walking. Yes, that was definitely a bitter pill. Thanks for coming on the walk. Please like, comment, share, and I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, subscribe. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.